Well, hello once again. Yes, this is me, Leonard Wells, broadcasting as usual from Haslingden, north of Manchester in the UK, on Saturday the 19th of November 2011. Going to talk today about looking for work, finding work, getting work. According to the newspapers and the media, there are 1 million young people in the UK out of work, and many of them have been out of work for a year. And this is not a good state of affairs, though a large number of those, maybe 250,000 perhaps, are in full-time education. So nevertheless, 750,000 of our young people are without work. And this little broadcast is especially for you, you who are out of work, wanting work, hoping for work, wishing for work, finding work. It's very difficult, but I'll give you a few wrinkles from somebody who's had a lot of experience, and that's me. Now, on a documentary the other day, I saw a young boy interviewed who'd been out of work for a long time. And he said, it's very boring, he said, waking up every morning with nothing to do. No jobs, he said, nothing. Well, quite honestly, if that's your attitude, if you find life boring and there's nothing to do because you think you can't find work and you've given up trying and you feel there's no hope, well, there is no hope. There is no hope, because your attitude will determine what befalls you in life. If you think this life is about having a free lunch because you see some people are rich and some people are poor, it won't work. It doesn't work. It's no good saying, I'm not going to work because Joe Bloggs down the road, he's rich and his boy doesn't have to work and he drives a nice car and all this sort of business. Well, don't feel that kind of envy, because many of the people who've got a lot of money don't deserve to have a lot of money, and they're not nice people to know. Some are. I'm not suggesting that having money is bad. On the contrary, what I'm saying is, when you come to think about finding work, looking for work, getting work, your very attitude will largely determine your success. Now, many of you feel that you don't really know what you want to do. I was the same in life. Apart from always having a feeling I'd love to have driven a steam engine, to have been a train driver, I never really knew until quite recently what I wanted to do with my life. So it is difficult, and I sympathise with those of you who feel rather lost and maybe hanging on to school or to university or whatever because you just don't know and you've no idea and you're just hoping that one day you will find out. Well, you must start from where you are. If you don't know at the moment, stick to what you know, what you like. If you like playing with motor cars, then think about being a driver of some description, maybe a bus driver, or if you're not old enough, a taxi driver, or you can try to become a mechanic. There are jobs in the army or the RAF, or the Navy, for people with a kind of mechanical aptitude, a kind of engineering disposition, as I call it, who likes to play with machinery. Maybe you like taking photographs, and I don't mean the naughty kind, I mean decent photographs. If you like playing with cameras, think about doing something along those lines. Until you really know for sure, do what you like, do what you know, do what you think you can do and what you might enjoy doing. Now, that's the first point. And while you're doing something along those lines, maybe you will get indications and get an idea what you really would like. Maybe after a couple of years of driving a bus, you might think, or a heavy goods vehicle, or a taxi or something, you might think, well, there must be something better in life than this, I will change. But at least, having made the first steps to get work, it's always easier to get work if you've already got work. Now, when I was 65, I decided I wanted to work again, because I was a little bit tired of what was called pension credit, because they were always asking to see my bank statements, because they said they wanted to know and make sure I hadn't increased my savings. How the hell I was supposed to increase my savings on the pittance they were paying me, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you what I did. I made my job finding a job. Every day I got up, I went straight onto the internet, because I have a computer. It helps if you've got a computer. If you haven't got a computer and you don't know how to use one, then find out. Go to your library and ask them to show you. Borrow a book on how to use a computer. Borrow a book, one of those, what do they call them? Those yellow books for dummies. How to use a Windows computer for dummies or something. There are many of them, And what I did, every day I went straight onto the Job Centre Plus website, and of course restricting myself to the particular fields that I was good at. I looked at, and if necessary, applied for every single job I could see. Despite my age, despite the fact that I was already 65, and thinking that if I was really sensible, I probably had no chance. But I kept trying every day, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a day. Every time I thought about it, I came straight to the computer and went on, because Job Centre Plus were changing the jobs all the time. Now, it didn't matter to me where they were. I applied, and I am convinced that what happens when you try, and they used to say God loves a trier, and Christ said, ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find. I am convinced that by having that attitude, this get up and go attitude, or as Norman Tebbit once said, this get on your bike attitude, that changes the way you attract things in life. And in addition to all that, to all this trying, and you've got to really push and just keep trying and say to yourself, this is my job at the moment, is finding a job. So I must keep applying, I must keep trying. Doesn't matter how many hundreds you've applied for. Don't give up. If you give up, you're lost. Don't give up. Just keep on trying. And so you don't get totally bored. Maybe you've not had a great deal of experience, so it's difficult to apply for some jobs. All right, well, if you like cars, for example, well, borrow books from the library on cars, so that when you go for an interview, you don't just sit there like a dummy. You sit there, and anytime the boss asks you a question about cars, you've got something to talk about. There are plenty of free things online that you can look at. As I say, you can borrow books from the library on cars. And just immerse yourself in this. And you're learning stuff while you're doing this. You're not sitting twiddling your thumbs. Don't sit there all day watching television, for heaven's sake. Because while there are some good things on television, most of it is crap. And that's one reason why I won't have a television. I only choose to watch things on the BBC iPlayer or on 4 on demand. Already, programmes that have already been broadcast but which are available to view after they have been shown. So because they're not live, I don't need a TV licence. So, in a nutshell, attitude, determination, enthusiasm, never give up, never give in. Keep on trying. Every time you see a newspaper, maybe there are newspapers in the library, and usually there are some libraries, look in the jobs section. Keep on looking, not just online, but keep on looking in the papers and so on. And walk past the job centre on a regular basis. Whilst doing that, keep your brain active. Keep looking at books on the subjects you like. If you're not sure what you want to do in life, do something that you like to begin with. And maybe you will learn to go on from there. Many people have started at the bottom. I mean, Mr. Leahy, who ran Tesco's, or he's about to leave Tesco's, but he ran it as the CEO. I think he started filling shelves, started from nothing, from the bottom. Well, you just don't know. But if you don't try, you never will know. It's no good thinking that the guy opposite, he's earned plenty of money and his son doesn't have to worry about working, so I'm not going to worry about working. And don't have that chip on your shoulder about other people. You look after number one. Just keep trying, keep your head stuck in a book about the subject you like. Don't wake up in the morning thinking, God, what a boring life, there's no jobs. Don't do that. If you do that, you're doomed. Wake up in the morning and say, I must get at my job, my work. And my work is to look for work. Because that's what life is about. That's what a man's role in the world is, to work. When I was a boy, men did the work and brought home the bread. Men were the breadwinners. And they came home and the wife was at home doing the cooking, looking after the kids. But women are not happy to do that anymore. They want to participate in the world. Well, I'm all for educating women. Don't be like the Taliban and think that women shouldn't be educated. They should. They've got just as much a brain as you have, sometimes even better. And when they try hard, they can do just as well as we can. In some subjects, they're better than we are. They're better at relationships, for example, and family matters and so on. As you will discover, when a man marries a woman, he just doesn't marry her, he marries her whole family. And she will involve him in all kinds of relationships. But I'm digressing a little bit, but what I'm saying is, don't give up, don't give in, ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find. Go for it. And I guarantee 6 months from now, within 6 months, you will find work. I can't promise you it will be round the corner. I can't promise you it won't be a bus ride away. I can't promise you it won't be a train ride away. I can't promise you may have to go and work and take bed and breakfast somewhere while you do the job. But I can promise you that if you have the attitude that you will get work, if you keep trying, it will come. Give up and you might as well stay in bed. Well, that's it. I'm going to say God bless while it's still legal in the UK to say God bless. Take care and bye for now.